वेदान्तवाक्येषु सदा रमन्तः भिक्षान्नमात्रेण चतुष्टिमन्तः विशोकवन्तः करुणैकवन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः मूलं तरो केवलमाश्रयन्तः पाणिद्वयं भोक्तुममन्त्रयन्तः कण्ठामिव श्रीमपि कुत्सयन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः. I'm surprised that people came back after listening to extreme renunciation yesterday, where your only abode is what? At the foot of a tree, and your fork and spoon are what? Hand like this or hand like this, and then what else? And what else did you say? And then the people who are all only loincloth, very important, that's the refrain of the whole thing. Only having a loincloth, nothing else. Yeah, especially in this wonderful weather we are having outside. Yeah, so, Amazon, by the way, is out of stock. Right? Yeah. Some people tried and were disappointed. So then, this being the case, please keep that door closed. Yeah, let it be closed because we don't want to disturb outside people. And we have the extreme vairagya, dispassion. And then we wonder, there are 4 more verses, how to study, why to study, what will we get out of this. So don't worry, we will what's that? In no uncertain terms, what shall we do? Water it down for all of us. Like how to have the inner disposition of the one sitting under a tree without having to sit under a tree. Isn't that nice? Yes. So that is what we will be looking at. So what is that? Kudos to everyone that came yesterday and then dared to come again today. Yes, you will not be disappointed. And those that are new, who are here for the first time, beware. Okay? Yeah. That is all we have to say. So, we saw, just to recap very quickly, Vedanta Vakyeshu Sada Ramantaha. Nice sofa is there. Come sit in that sofa. Right job. Acha hai. So, then Vedanta Vakyeshu Sada Ramantaha, reveling in the what? Words of Vedanta. See, you can't revel in what you don't know. Only in what you know you can revel. So then Vedanta Vakya, sentences of Vedanta you have to know. Then only you can revel. That means these people have studied. And also the word Sada takes away all other kinds of revelry in samsara, because revelry in samsara is what? Sada or Anitya. Anitya, Asada, not Sada. Sada Dukhi. In samsara, there is no revelry all the time. One day, ecstatic, wonderful things are happening, and the very next day, one is down in the doldrums. One day, some people are celebrating what? Birth. How cute, baby is born. And then, the very next day, somebody passes away. Like this, the world is full of ups and downs and all arounds, and so revelry is only limited time revelry. Yes. Because you revel in something until when? Until you are sick of it. Because even if you keep reveling, even if there is no other ups and downs, and let's say you are keeping on reveling, how long can you revel in ice cream? Tell me. Yeah. After a while, First you will binge eat, and I suppose it's a kind of a revelry, a sad revelry, and then and then after that what will you do? Somebody gives you one more tub of ice cream, what do you say? Yuck, I thought this was your favorite flavor. Not now, not anymore. It's not my favorite flavor, I hate it. So there is not revelry. Either you get sick or the object of revelry becomes over, finished, or the mood is not there. You like the flavor of ice cream, but you have had a fight with somebody, so there is not a harmonic convergence of three things you need to enjoy in samsara. First, the object of desire must be there. Second, the correct temperament must be there. And then third, you must be there. If you are not there, what is the use of the object of desire? The harmonic convergence between subject, object, and the correct temperament, the mental temperament, the physical temperament. Because if you are having a stomach upset and somebody gives you a wonderful thali, what will you feel like telling them? Please get lost. I don't want this. And so, therefore, for revelry in samsara, everything has to come to a certain convergence, which is what? Which is based on you or based on Bhagavan. That convergence to happen. Bhagavan, you don't do the convergence. You don't have anything to do with it. That's why every happiness experience has got dukkha lesha, has got a kind of a little veneer of sorrow somewhere else, except Vedanta Shastra, which doesn't need any convergence. Why? Because what you are reveling in is yourself alone. So there is no subject-object difference. Object is subject. And then the mood. And then Vedanta always puts you in a good mood, and then you also understand that you are not dependent on the mood to see the truth of who you are. It's a fact. It's a fact. It shows you that you are already lovable, already wanted, already validated, and you don't need anything from anybody. That is Vedanta. That is a beautiful thing. That is a fantastic thing. And so these people are always reveling in Vedanta Vakya. And then what else? Bhikshanda matrena cha tushtimantaha. Bhiksha is not begging, like, oh, please give me food. No, not begging. It's about an attitude of receiving. Because in fact, you can go back home, even starting with the lunch today, you can say, this is Bhiksha. Meaning, I'm no longer choosing what I eat. Whatever comes is prasada. If Karela comes, it is prasada, but it is still prasada. Attitude has to be there. The attitude of prasada being there, then it becomes, the word prasada also means a kind of a cheerful acceptance. So when you accept something, even though you are not cheerful, after accepting you become cheerful. You try it. Yes. And bhiksha also means that you don't go in search, you're not lying in search like a vulture. What is going to come? Where is it going to come? No. And if you sit still with the understanding that if you're supposed to eat, food will come to you. Try it. Try it sometime. Maybe 1 or 2 days it will not come. But it it's what is it called? Sudden spontaneous liver detox, liver cleanse. But then it will come. If you're meant to eat, food will come. Suddenly it will come. And plentiful it will come. And why does the food keep coming to the yati? You see, around sannyasis there is so much food. People wonder, do you eat all this? Answer is no. But the food is there, always there. Why? Because the attitude is that of not wanting. What kind of a justice is it? In order to have, I should not want? Yes. Yes. Whatever you don't want, it comes. Even in samsaric life, whatever you are trying to get rid of comes in double helpings. Correct? Whatever you don't want is always there. Some annoying thing will always be there, and if you say shoo, shoo, it will not go. You only have to become a mumukshu. That's the only option. No other, no other possibility. So whatever you don't want will come, and therefore this is the trick of Vedanta. Whatever you badly want, you stop wanting it. You stop wanting what you badly want. Don't pretend. Don't say, okay, I also don't want. But secretly you are wanting it. No, Bhagavan knows that. Secretly not acceptable. You really give up. You just be like the fox. What did the fox say to the grapes? All of you are very sour. You say that. You say samsara is sour. But the fox said that without tasting it. Maybe the fox was a jnani. We don't know. You also say that. You say, I really don't want it. You grow out of the want, and then you will have endless numbers of things. Endless numbers of things. Before the class, a very nice, exotic, fantastic basket of fruits was presented. And you see, it's still now full. Yeah. In fact, it multiplied into 2. Yeah. Then we somehow made it 1. No? It's still 2, I think. No, we made it 1. We united them. Multiplied into 2. And so, whether it's with regard to food, whether it's regard to clothes, whether it's regard to any kind of desire, whether it's regard to whether it's regard to children, whether it's with regard to so many other things, money, we just see how we practice that oneness every minute of every day. And what do we say? With regard to food, it's very easy. You tell yourself what Paramahamsa Ramakrishna was told by the goddess when he was crying after having throat cancer. He was eating only, what is that, liquid kanji, gruel. That's all he could down. He was very emaciated, couldn't do anything, and his room, unfortunately, was above the kitchen. So, dining hall, above the ashram kitchen. And there one day, during Navaratri, they were cooking so much puris, halwa, so many things, fantastic, lovely things. And he was smelling all of it and not able to have it. A wave of sadness came upon him, and he complained to the Divine Mother and said, Goddess, what kind of a justice is this? So many food for 2,000 people are being cooked, and I can't have any of these things. And he says that the Divine Mother gave him a slap on the head. He felt a slap, and she said, Murkha, oh you foolish one, you are eating through 2,000 mouths. Is that not enough? This is the beauty of it. So with food you think that. You think this is what, this is what it is. With food also you can say, I'm eating through so many mouths. When somebody eats it, you can feel the joy. When somebody receives something you give, you can feel that they are being benefited. You can feel their happiness. When they taste the food, you can feel the taste. And this way, we learn to share. We learn to share, and then, like the story, this lady told me she came from a compassion conference. How to be compassionate, she attended a conference, and then she went straight to the airport, had not had time to eat the lunch, and then she bought some biscuits. She brought cookies. She purchased at the airport, and then set them down somewhere. She was hungry, like anything. She rummaged in her bag, couldn't find it, and then she saw that on the table, right there, in front of her were the cookies. So she opened it, and then ate one. Thank God. And to her utter surprise, The man sitting next to her took the other one and ate. And then she said, what? This is my cookie? Why is he eating this? This is terrible. He shouldn't be eating this. Then she reminded herself, compassionate conference. You know, my compassion conference. So I have to be compassionate. Breathe deep, you know. Yeah, breathe through the count of 4. Hold to the count of 8. Exhale to the count of 16. Let me do pranayama. Then she said, poor fellow must be hungry. So then she said, to establish territoriality over the cookies, so she took the next one to say, okay, this is, you know, I let you have one, but this is mine. And he also took the next one. And then she said, what is this? You know, the shop is right there. He can go buy it. But he is eating my cookies. Then she said, okay, compassion conference, what is it? Breathe. And so the 1 hour waiting for the flight was spent exchanging cookies. Then the last one was left. And then she said, let me see what he does now. Yeah. And the man broke it in half. And then she pounced on the other half. And then it was time to board. As karma would have it, guess who was sitting next to her? And then he was very polite. He said, can I help you put the bag up? No, I'm keeping my bag with me. She couldn't trust it. First he has taken her whole packet of cookies. God only knows what he will take next. No, this is all mine. And then he said, okay. He sat down. And then she was trying to stuff. Then they said, please put the bag under the seat. It was not going. So she said, let me just rearrange. So she opened the zip. And then out fell her cookies, her box of cookies. So whole time she had been eating. And this man, without having gone to compassion conference, was much more compassionate naturally and just allowing her to do that. Then she really felt like the floor should open up and swallow her, and she apologized profusely. But you see, this is what happens. Even things that are not ours, we think it's ours. And then we have righteous rage. Yes, this is mine. How could you take it? This is not righteous. There's nothing righteous about it. It's just food. Did you make those cookies? No, but I bought them. Where did you get? Where did you get the money? I worked for it. It's my earned money. So how did you get this job? I worked for it. I went to the interview. It was all a competitive interview and whatnot. Why do you think you got this job? Because my brains. You made your own brains? Huh? Did you make your brains? Did your mother make your brains? No. Ask your mom, did you make my brains? She'll say, don't eat my brain. By asking silly questions. That's what she will tell if you ask her. Mother doesn't know how to make brain. Mother doesn't know how to make lungs. Mother doesn't know how to make anything. Everything is given. This is the difference between the Yati and everybody else. The Yati does not know, the lay people do not know what the Yati knows. What does the Yati know? Everything is given. Everything is not mine because it is, see, either you can say nothing is mine or you can say everything is mine. But to say everything is mine, some maturity is needed. Otherwise, you will be making off with everybody's wallets. Okay? Then you will say, your money is my money. And stop there. You don't say the other thing back. What is the other thing? My money is your money, you don't say. Or even if you say, you stop at, your money is my money is your money, and your money is my money. Stop there. So therefore, the compassion and the not wanting go together. You don't have to get to a place of deprivation. You grow into not wanting things so that the wants just drop off one by one by one. This is how they have dropped off. Do you want the car that you played with when you were tiny? Absolutely not. You may play with your grandchild or your nephew or your niece with that car, but for you it is bekar, useless. You don't need that car in order to feel good, in order to feel like I'm collecting this car. You don't need doll, you don't need car. Why? You grew out of it. How did you grow out of it? By catching hold of something else. Then car, doll, and then something else. First security blanket, then security blanket, teddy bear, car, doll, like this. You gave up one thing, went on to something else. And then it stops at smartphone. You catch hold of that, yes. And then you're not able to let it go. But when you focus on gaining this knowledge of being free internally, then all the wants, one by one, they drop off. You have to help it, of course. You have, when you see that there are some beginnings of vairagya that are coming, beginnings of dispassions are stirring in the heart, you don't double down and start indulging in those things. You let it go, let it go. And in the process, you grow. And think of the freedom of not wanting anything at all. That means what? You are happy without anything. So if you take the yati, pluck the yati from under the tree and put the person in a 7-star hotel, they will enjoy. You can put them in, what is that, in Dubai. You put, not now because there is war, but another time. Some other time, you put them in a 7-star hotel, they will enjoy. But if you bring them from there and put them under a tree, they are not going to miss the hotel. That is what it is. See, we don't take a vow of poverty. Yeah, that is Ashubha, because abundance is a goddess for us. She is Lakshmi. She is absolutely Lakshmi. Even the yati does not take a vow of poverty during sannyasa. In certain other traditions, they take a vow of poverty. No, we are not wedded to poverty. We are wedded to Bhagavan. There is a very big difference. And what is Bhagavan? Absolutely the one who is with all Lakshmi. So we are not averse to money. And then people do all kinds of funny things. Again, there is a story from Paramahamsa Ramakrishna's life where a student wanted to test his vairagya and put some gold coins under his mattress. And then asked him the next day, "Did you sleep well?" And he said, "No, I slept terribly." And then they said, "Oh yes, my guru has so much vairagya." This is not vairagya. Vairagya means samaloštashma kanchanaha, means the one who is samadarshi, for whom a clod of earth, a piece of iron, a pot of gold are all the same. They are all the same. They are not anything different at all. That is samadarshana. If you hate gold so much that you can't sleep, that is not samadarshana. That is a stupid brahmachari's test. And really, no need for this kind of a test. So therefore, it is the equanimity. It is vairagya is not giving up things. Vairagya is growing out of things. Why? Because I have an objective demeanor. I have total objectivity with regard to people, with regard to things, with regard to relationships, with regard to objects, with regard to events. That total objectivity means freed from the subjective wrong understanding that this is going to do something for me. It's not. Then you can enjoy people. Then you can enjoy every relationship if you have that inner freedom. And for that you don't have to own a loincloth and go sit under a tree. Please do not do that. Okay? Yeah. But with regard to your own home, with regard to all the things and people there, have that inner freedom. And with regard to relationships also, how to have the inner freedom with regard to relationships? Give the other person the freedom to be whoever they are. Give them the freedom. No, I want them to be a certain way. Then get ready for a lifetime of misery if you want them to be a certain way. They just will not oblige. They won't oblige at all. One elderly couple came, they were celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary. So I said, what is the secret? Tell me. They said, we got married very, very young. And then we saw each other only once in one of the houses. We saw each other only once, arranged marriage in those days. And then what did they... I said, what did you think? I asked him when you saw her. I thought, oh, she needs somebody to look after. She's so frail, so helpless, sitting in a corner, not saying anything. And I said, is that how she turned out to be? Not at all. She's loud and dominating. Very much has a mind of her own. And then I asked her, why did you marry him? I thought he will just, I thought that I needed somebody to just do all the things I tell them to do, and then so that I could be happy. Is that how he turned out to be? Because he doesn't say much, but he will never do what I tell him to. And have they been able to change each other 60 years later? Not at all. And they said the secret to their marriage is because they are constantly surprised by each other. They think they know one another, but they are still surprised. How come you like this? How come you are like this? What do you mean, how come I'm like this? I have always been like this. I didn't know. This is how it is. Give the person the freedom to be whoever they are, and that's what the sannyasi does. There's no micromanaging and saying you are an extension of me and you have to do like this, you have to be like this, etc. Then, if this is the attitude of the yati, the inner attitude, your life will flourish. All relationships will flourish. And then the third line in the second verse says, Kanthamiva. Kantha means bark of a tree, or it also can mean rags. Kantha is rags. Now it is all very trendy. Kantha bags, kantha this, dresses, like all patchwork quilted from old saris and everything. So kantha is rag. Kanthamiva shreem api kutsayantaha. The ones who regard Shri, money, as much as they have the same attitude towards money as they have for rags. Why? Because they don't brag about how much they have. That's why they look at it just as a rag. As good as rags. And so, for this a lot of vairagya is needed. But this also we can practice. You don't have to look at it as a rag, because right now you're not ready, and if you try to do it, it will be a big drag. So don't try to do that. Instead, just focus on giving, especially when you don't feel like it. Yes. Give. Give away the cookie box. Box of cookies you give away. Everything you give away. When you give away, how do I know that I have given enough to grow? My guru would always say, he would say, give until it hurts. If it doesn't pinch, that means you have not given enough. You have to give until you get the feeling inside, oh my God, OMG, 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 OMG. Panic, 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 panic. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, alarm. Until then you have to give. Then only you have given, because then you deal with that panic, inner panic, and then you tell yourself, you calm yourself down, you give yourself a hug, and then this is all inner child work, okay? Yeah, you calm yourself down, give yourself a hug and say, I'm going to be okay, because this money was not mine anyway. These items that I gave away were not mine anyway. Who did they belong to? Vishwara, Bhagavan. Yeah, when in doubt, Bhagavan it out. Okay, so this is what you have to do. If they belong to Ishvara, they were just here. I am just a little accountant for Bhagavan. This money is Bhagavan's. And so, when you practice giving, a strange things happen. Very strange things happen. Yes. And what is the strangest thing is that we don't know this secret, but Shastra tells. We don't know it until we have actually tried to put it in practice. The Shastra tells that whatever you are supposed to have, you will have. If you are supposed to have $1 million, you will have $1 million. Really? Oh, thank you. If you don't give it away and hang on to it, what will happen? You will still have $1 million. But then if you give it away, if you stand on the road corner and give it away to whoever needs, what's the magic? You will still have $1 million. Like the fruit basket. See? That is how it's the law. It's the universal Lakshmi's law. No, Lakshmi also has a law. Yes, Lakshmi is the law. What is this law of Lakshmi? If you know, if anybody knows, you can have the whole world spinning in your hands, really, without needing to sit under a tree. Really, this is what you have to know. The person sitting under a tree has this knowledge. And what is the knowledge? The knowledge simply is that Lakshmi does not belong to you. Who does she belong to? Exactly. She belongs to Mahavishnu. And if you think you're going to put her in a safe deposit box, lock it up and throw away the key, then you know what will happen? She is very claustrophobic. She will stifle off and die. Yes. She will she will escape. She's a Houdini. She's an escape artist. You locked her up. How did she escape? She went. She has magical powers. She will die or she will escape. Because Lakshmi is a social butterfly. She likes to go from, just like the butterfly, what does it do? Go from flower to flower to flower to flower to flower. Flit, flit, flit. Flit, flit, flit. Like that. She likes to go from people to people to people to people. That's why she's called Chanchala. Means keeps in motion. Keeps on being in motion. Cannot stay in one place, even if you paid her to do so. Cannot stay, will not stay in one place. If we know this, then you know we are with the flow. This is a very important secret of abundance. And what is this talk on? Renunciation. Look at that. Yeah. No paradox at all, no conflict at all for us. The secret of abundance is to give her away. Then she trusts you a lot, then she will be with you forever. If you give her away, she comes back. You keep setting her free and keep her in circulation, because that's what she wants. She wants fresh air, she wants new people, she wants to be in circulation. And you keep her in circulation, yes, she will keep on revisiting you and she will be with you because she knows that you're not going to stifle her. This is the secret. Otherwise, there is the feeling of, some kind of a poverty consciousness. One is not poor. There is a difference between poverty and poverty consciousness. What is poverty consciousness? Poverty consciousness is a scarcity mentality. Scarcity mentality means I have, but I feel I don't have. My guru used to say that I can make the richest person poor in half a second. How? Ask him for a donation. Yeah. I'm building a new wing to the ashram. Can you please give? Oh, Swamiji. I don't have. See, in 1 second, the person became what? Daridra. Daridra. That poverty consciousness, here must be the abundance. That's when you can sit under a tree, because you know the secret. I am complete. My understanding is complete. My outlook is full. So here is in the heart is the abundance. You can think big, you can act big, and there is always, it will come. It was very difficult with Pujya Swamiji, with my Guru. It was very difficult for people who worked with him, because he would spend before the money was there. It would already be spent. Yeah, very risky way. And then whenever people used to come and leave envelopes, the person taking care of the ashram, the Swami taking care of the ashram, would tiptoe and try to take that away for ashram expenses. Swamiji would just put a hand and just hold his hand and go like this, and just make him go away from them. Money would come, and then people would come. My son is sick, has a hole in the heart, needs surgery. Here, take. And then my daughter has been got admission into this wonderful college but cannot afford. Here, take. And in 2 minutes, it not only all the envelopes there would have gone, another thing would have happened. 4 or 5 more people, they would have been pledged. So this way, 200,000 rupees would have already been pledged. This was in those days. It was a large amount of money. Yeah, sometimes even 500,000 rupees would be pledged, and everybody would be like, what is that? Just on edge. Yeah. On the brink of an ulcer. Everybody would be watching, how is this going to happen? And then he would continue to sit there. Yeah, I'm just sitting, not waiting for anybody in particular. All the people have been seen, all the people are gone, nothing there. And then what? Suddenly somebody would come, Swamiji, so nice that you are still sitting here. I thought you would have gone to rest. And then what would they do? We just got a very big boost in our business, and then we want to donate 500,000 rupees to the ashram. And he would look at all of us and go, ha ha. A triumphant laugh. That is the way to live, really. He really lived on the edge with regard to Lakshmi, because he was so confident. You may not go that far, but you can learn from this. We can all learn from this. To live freely and abundantly is a gift, really. And it's so easy to cultivate, because that scarcity mentality makes you small. I don't have, I need, I want, this is how it is. Yeah. And Lakshmi takes one look at that person and says, I am not coming anywhere near you. In fact, I'm going to send my elder sister. Oops. Who is the elder sister? Alakshmi. Alakshmi is bad news, okay? Yeah. Alakshmi means she is wearing rags, tatters, not the trendy tatters which are there called kantha, handbag and quilt and all. No, literally tatters. And then she has a sad face. Lakshmi is always smiling. Jyeshtha, her elder sister, is always like that. And then during Deepavali, the next day is what? Lakshmi Puja. We say to her, please stay outside. We tell Lakshmi also, you are welcome in the house, not your elder sister, keep her outside. There is no elder sister. The elder sister is our own heart. The stringency and the pain and the non-freedom with regard to the money, which is what? Basically dogging us in our own hearts, that is the Alakshmi. Therefore the Shri Sukta says, Alakshmir me nashyatam. May this Alakshmi, who has what? Got us by mistake, by my own scarcity mentality, I have given her a place in my heart, and she is sitting in my heart. enthroned in my heart. Please, Lakshmi, come and destroy her. Alakshmir me nashyatam. When will it get destroyed? Kada nashyati. When will it get destroyed? Tvam vrine. When I choose you, O goddess of abundance, when I choose you as the abundance in my heart, then what happens? Your elder sister, mistakenly sitting in my heart, gets what? Crushed. That is the secret to these first two verses. If we do know this, what we have done so far, then there is no problem at all. One can freely live. And then kanthamiva shreem api kutsayantaha. Then what? Kaupinavantaha khalu bhagyavantaha. Next one. Swananda bhave paritushtimantaha. Swananda bhave paritushtimantaha. Samshanta sarvendriya drishtimantaha. Samshanta sarvendriya drishtimantaha. Aharnisham brahmaniye ramantaha. Aharnisham brahmaniye ramantaha. Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantaha. Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantaha. Swananda bhave paritushtimantaha. Samshanta sarvendriya drishtimantaha. Aharnisham brahmaniye ramantaha. Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantaha. Swananda bhava, meaning the ananda is connected to swa. What is swa? Myself. Swa is myself. The ananda is not the kind of ananda which is farmed out, outsourced ananda. We know very well. Yeah. What is the outsourced ananda? You have to go somewhere. You have to get that experience, object, event, person, thing, whatever it is. And then you come back. And then that is the lot of ayasa, lot of effort, lot of shrama, lot of heartache, lot of tears, fears. This kind of an ananda, of course, is short-lived because it is dependent on the harmonic convergence of subject, object and temperament. Both physical temperament and emotional, mental temperament also. Physical temperament may be there, but the emotional temperament may not be there to enjoy the object. Emotional temperament is there. Yes, I would love to climb this hill, but physical temperament is not there. I am out of shape, or this is beyond me. So all these things have to converge for a simple desire to be fulfilled. A tiny desire to be fulfilled, how hard we have to work, think about it, yeah. When you think about it, you will feel like not fulfilling any desire. Because the shrama is too much. Shrama means what? A lot of effort. The effort put there is too much, and then the returns are very little. You work so hard in order to what? Get a little bit of happiness. Chota chota happiness. Small small happinesses. And then what do you want? Big happiness. All the time happiness I want. But what do I get? Small happinesses. I don't really get what I look for, and I'm constantly disappointed. Either what I get is elusive, or what I get comes to an end quickly. Like this, it is not what I want. And sometimes the desire itself changes. Ragadveshas change. When I worked really hard to get this, then by that time, I don't want it anymore. It happens. It really happens. And so it happens with some goals in life. So these people purchased a house and had to really work hard to purchase this house. And then after that, they said, oh my God, what have we done? Why do we need this? and then they turned it around and sold it immediately. They said it's better to not have all this. These are all encumbrances. And there are three kinds of desires that are talked about in general. One is called Vittaishana. We have talked of Aishana means desire. Vitta plus Aishana, Vittaishana. Desire for wealth, security through wealth. That's why wealth becomes very much, what is that? Wealth becomes something that everybody longs for because it spells security. So wealth of all kinds. Real estate wealth, movable wealth, cattle wealth, this wealth, that wealth. And now we have stealth wealth. What is stealth wealth? Bitcoin, etc. Yeah. Crypto wealth. So many things are there nowadays. NFT wealth, whatever that means. And then, so all kinds of forms of wealth are there. But regardless of the kind of wealth that one is going after, that wealth is for the sake of to fill up a hole inside. You think there is a hole inside, but what is inside is whole, W-H-O-L-E. Yeah. The whole appears as a whole because of there is a hole here. That's why. Non-understanding, wrong understanding. That's why the whole appears as a whole. So there is a hole here, and then I want to fill it up, but all the time, what is that? All the time, focus, focus, yeah. So then, all the time, just completely trying to fill up. It will not go, because the whole is a notion. It's not a black hole in the heart, even though it feels like that. That is a notional whole for the one who is the whole. This is what we have to see, this is what we have to understand. Otherwise, no point in studying Vedanta. So, Vittaishana, we have talked about already, but from the standpoint of the desire, it's the desire to accumulate many things so that I can feel wealthy. How do you feel really wealthy? Inner wealth. That's what it is. Inner wealth, we talked about that, overcoming the scarcity mentality. Then the second desire is Putraishana, progeny. I want children. And there also there will be all these ifs, buts and conditions. But they should listen to me. When? Till they are 62 and I am 92. They should listen to me. And then what else? So then one more condition. They should be exactly how I want them to be. This is how the children should be. But they turn out to be exactly how you don't want them to be. From day one. Vedantin parents, they will have a child that is so rambunctious that it will not allow them even one moment's peace. They cannot even listen to one Mahavakya, let alone the whole Upanishad. They cannot. By the time they say Tattvamasi, it has already climbed up the drapes. So it is. Then they have to rescue it. All the time they are worried about where is it. And suddenly the fellow gets very quiet. He's up to some mischief. And then like that, those who are Vedantins, they say, we meditate throughout the pregnancy, we keep calm, we are doing Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya for all 9 months. And then they hardly talk, they are barely in whispers. Would you like something? No, thank you. This is how they are talking to each other the whole time. And then these to-be parents, and then the child inside thinks, what's wrong? Are the parents dead or what? Or are they still alive? And then the child comes out crying and then will not sit still. The parents will have to adjust to studying Vedanta in a different way. How? By accepting this child and taking care of this child however it is. So Putraishana never works out this way. And then on the opposite, I have seen all this with my own eyes. These are not made up stories. On the opposite end, the rambunctious parents who are, swinging from tree to tree, just as they give birth, they are swinging from tree to tree, as a child that is born in Chin Mudra pose. The child is permanently like this. And it talks softly. And the parents say, come on, get up, we are going on a picnic. Oh, everything is within. Don't need to go anywhere. That child becomes the teacher of those parents, and this first child also becomes a teacher of the parents in a different way. So Putraishana, that I will have these kinds of children, this is what I want, will never happen. Even if what was their names? This one, Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, even if one had 101 children, there will still be a hole in the heart. Vitta doesn't fill the hole in the heart. Putra, children also, Putra, Putri, do not fill the hole in the heart either. And Putraishana, supposing one is feeling kind of happy, saying, I never wanted children, I don't have children. Yes, but do you have a following on social media? Yeah, well, that is your child. Yes, because you are always looking. Have my children increased? Have my following? Yeah. Followers. Everybody wants followers. And that is your child. Somebody to listen and make me go viral. That's what it is. So all the following on social media currently in this age of childlessness is what? Putraishana alone. Putraishana and then Vittaishana, and then the last one is Lokaishana, wanderlust. Yes, keep on wandering, want this, want that, want here, want there, want to go this side, want to go that side, here, there, all the time. And even after death, we don't spare ourselves, we have made reservation in heaven. Yes. Yeah. That's why people do good karma here, so that I will go somewhere and have a bungalow in heaven. That's not going to be any good, because there will be people with bigger bungalows. And you say, what happened? Why do I have just a 2-bedroom condo? Yes, this one has a big bungalow. So like this, there is no end to that. Putraishana, Vittaishana, Lokaishana. These are the 3 Aishanas that you give up at the time of sannyasa. Oh, at the time of sannyasa. No, right now you can give it up. That's the whole idea we are studying this. Right now give it up. Oh, I can't put my child out on the street. Nobody is telling you. Nobody is telling you to put the child on the curb. Nobody is telling you to do that. Take care of the child. Leave it free to be who it is. I think they want to come here. No, they don't. Okay, never mind. Yeah. So, leave it free to be what it is. Leave it free to be who it is. If you are a mother, if you are a father, of course you have to guide the child. You have to guide the child. But the child is not your reservation for old age. The child is not your nursing home. Okay? That we must not have. You can't tell the child, you know what? I changed your nappy. I stayed up all night when you had fever. I educated you. I gave you pocket money. And children are very clever. They'll say, I didn't ask to be born. That you did that is on you, okay, not me. They will say that. And they are correct to say that also. You can't say that, because why did you have the child? You had the child for the child's sake, or you had the child for your sake? You had the child for your own sake. So it's your duty to look after the child, but you cannot say it's the duty of the child to look after me when I am old and feeble. That expectation does not go very well, even in cultures where there is a kind of a setup, a convention that one will take care of the previous generation. It doesn't go very well. If the convention is there and if it happens, enjoy it, but don't expect that. Make other arrangements from now itself, because that is what is important, very, very important. And so, Putraishana, Lokaishana, Vittaishana, the one who has given up, you say it so much. You say, I'm going to give that up, I'm going to give this up, I'm going to give the 3 forms of Aishana up. And that is what sannyasa, everybody can dress their heart in an orange dhoti, orange sari every day and give it up mentally. Doesn't mean you don't love the people, doesn't mean you don't have a bank balance or a bank account, doesn't mean you don't take holidays, but give it up mentally. Mentally don't have that kind of an involvement with it, otherwise it becomes very, very difficult. That's when these Aishanas are given up, Swananda Bhava arises. Arises means it's always there, but I'm in touch with it now. Because it was suppressed by layers and layers of dependency on the universe and people and things. When that dependency goes, I am the source of happiness comes out. Like in sleep, you are enjoying Swananda Bhava. That's why nobody wants to get up. Simple, because there is Ananda in sleep. You are enjoying Swananda Bhava in sleep. That's why you don't feel like getting up. And then therefore, we make it a point to see that we are asleep all the time. No, that even during the waking state, we have this buddhi, that the Ananda belongs to me. No, but then why do I like this particular object or person very much? Because that object or that person brings out the pleased self in you, which is latent. That's why people appeal to us. That's why things appeal to us. Because that latent Ananda, which is mine alone, in contact with the object readily comes out. But just like the dog chewing on a dry bone and getting its lips bled and thinking that the juice belongs to the bone, we have this wrong attribution. Juice belongs to you. Literally, that's what the Taittiriya Upanishad says. Raso vaisaha rasaguhyevayam labdhva nandi bhavati. Atma is the juiciest thing of all. Rasa means it is full of essence. Essence is happiness here. That happiness is already yours. And knowing this, Rasaghi ayam labdhva means gyatva. Knowing this, anandi bhavati. Knowing this is always happy. And then, so therefore, swananda bhave cha tushtimantaha. And how did they get that? Samshanta sarvendriya drishtimantaha. Samshanta sarvendriya drishtimantaha. Samshanta means tranquilized. What is tranquilized? All the sense organs are tranquilized. What do you have to do to a wild animal? Let's say a lion is there or a big cat is there and it has it has stepped on a nail and it's bleeding and limping but growling at the same time. So what do the people, veterinarians, what do? They throw a dart, tranquilizer dart. First it will growl and come at you because it thinks you have done it, it knows. But as it is lunging towards you, it just goes. Then after that they can remove the nail, give it a tetanus shot, put some antibiotics, make it swallow some antibiotics too when they have it in a prone condition, and bandage it and then run away from there before it comes to. This is how you tranquilize the wild cat in order to treat it. Similarly, why are you giving the example of wild animals? Because these sense organs are like wild animals. Yes. Grab, go, run away somewhere. No discipline. Run after this. Why? Because it just felt like it. The Kathopanishad compares the sense organs to wild horses. Wild horses are like that. If they are not tamed and domesticated and you tether them to the chariot, even the strongest person cannot hold them. They will just run. One will run that side because it felt like, another one was spooked and then therefore it takes to its heels. Third one is, something happens. Fourth one also goes somewhere. All of them go somewhere. So the senses have to be made samshanta, prashanta. Samshanta means tranquilized. So you can get ready some darts, okay? How to discipline the sense organs? By basically seeing the finitude of the happiness connected with the sense objects. The sense objects can be there, but I cut the connection between the sense organ and the sense object. Let the object be there, I can enjoy it, but without depending upon it for the enjoyment. So samshanta sarvendriya drishtiman, drishtimantaha means the one whose vision is that of a tranquil vision. When I look at things disconnected from a sense of want, when I hear the sounds without any longing, and then when I take in the aroma without thinking, oh, when will this come for me? And then the sense of touch also is without longing, without needing something. And we see this in the world. Sometimes people say, can I give you a hug? And you say, sure, give me a hug. But actually they are not giving you a hug. What are they doing? They are taking a hug. There is nothing to do with hugging. They are not giving. What are they doing? They are using you to take a hug from you. So this is what it is. So here the sense of touch, important. Yes, we need to, somebody's at the door. We need to, one is nourished by the sense of touch. Okay, all this is fine. And then what happens is that the sense of touch is also not for you. You just enjoy without wanting. You touch and let go. You touch and let go. So that is how the indriyas are disciplined by everything that we have talked about before. The indriyas, the sense organs, and including the organs of action. Sometimes without looking, the hand grabs on to something. And you tell the hand, the brain hasn't given you signal, why did you go? Put that, leave that. How it happened, nobody knows, because there is no mindfulness, there is no discipline. So the disciplined sense organs, the disciplined vak, speech, the disciplined mind, the disciplined buddhi is the one that is samshanta. Slowly, slowly one can discipline the sense organs by engaging in delayed gratification. Don't say, I'm never going to give you chocolate cake. When it wants chocolate cake, when the mind wants chocolate cake, what do you say? 4 hours later you can have it. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Don't sit and do that, okay? Yeah, go do something else. Run around and use up some energy, do something that you enjoy, garden, do something. And then after 4 hours, the chances are you would have even forgotten it. No chance that I'll forget it. Of course it will be on my mind. If it's on your mind, by all means reward yourself. Then what happens? The sense organs have been disciplined for 4 hours. This is not a small thing. Delayed gratification. This is what all the child rearing practices tell us that if you want your child to be a well-adjusted citizen in the society, you give it delayed gratification. Even if it cries, you say you can have it. You don't say 4 hours, it's a long for a child. That's for you, okay? Yeah. 4 hours is for you. Don't say you can't have it for poor thing, doesn't even know what 4 hours is. All right. So you can say, half an hour later, and in a little while, you can say. And they say that children raised like this are much more capable of taking disappointment when it comes. They are much more, they have a shock absorber to process disappointment, and so they are not all the time just addicted to sense object enjoyment. Because in this country we have to be very, very careful. This is the land of instant gratification. You don't like what is at home, you just, do let the finger do the walking, you order something, it comes. Yeah. Dash, what is that? Door dash, yes, instant. Even the name is like that. They come and dash at your door. By the time you have finished ordering, they're already there. Before it was only with that pizza, but now everything, anything comes. Even some gourmet thing you enjoy, it will come. You want to enjoy, it will come. It will come to the door. No, I want this, that will also come. Everything will come. Door dash. There's one more thing. In the COVID and all, we use something called Instacart. See, the word Insta is there. Instant. Now, right now. But what are you without it? Have you thought? Have you thought what are you without it? You are whole, you are free. How will you know if you keep on just relying on a crutch? The person who can walk but continues to rely on crutches, what do you call that person? Mad. That's all it is. Usually what happens when you have an injury, sometimes you need 2 crutches, okay, you hobble along, then you feel better, then you go to rehab, and then people throw away, then you are down to 1 crutch, and after 1 more week or 10 more days, that last crutch also, they throw it in the air. Because when you can walk, why do you need a crutch? One keeps saying, I'm very independent. I'm an independent person, especially in the West. Are you really independent if you are depending on door dashing to the door all the time? No. How are you independent? How are you independent when you're dependent on the whole food industry, for example, or any other kind of things to buy? All the time buying. You have to say bye-bye. Yes. Bye-bye to all this, bye. And therefore, the indriyas have to come to their place of rest, which is the manaha, which is the heart. The mind has to sink into the heart, and I stop looking at the world with longing, because I have a sense of belonging to Ishvara, belonging one with Ishvara. And so therefore, this samshanta sarvendriya drishtimantaha aharnisham brahmani ye ramantaha. Same thing as the first line. What is that? Vedanta vakyeshu sada ramantaha. Ahaha means day. Nisha means night. Aharnisham means night and day. Day and night, they are one with Brahman. Why? Because they are Brahman. Brahman means Ishvara, the source of the Jagat, the cause of the universe. They are one with, and therefore what? Therefore they are very, very contented. They are not looking for crutches. The whole idea is to let go of crutches. And anything becomes a crutch. Not only objects. And relationships are also crutches. When relationship becomes a crutch, it becomes stifling. The relationship must not become a crutch. The relationship must be left free to enjoy, and then it is not stifling. If the relationship becomes a crutch, then that means it has to be rethought, and you have to put the reset button and reboot the whole idea of why this relationship was entered into in the first place. You have to revitalize this relationship by rebooting it, because it should be happy. And you are happy when you leave the other person also to be happy, then you are happy. That's how all the elderly people in India lived. They were not that fond of the people they got married to. Don't think that, some of them couldn't stand the other person. Yeah. And but they couldn't stand them. But they were there, lifelong. Yeah. And then what would they do? They would just, they would grow, they would take the opportunity to grow out of the marriage. A successful marriage, Hindu marriage, is one that you outgrow the need for the other person. Yeah. Not where you need the other person all the time, needing. That's bondage. You outgrow gracefully the need for the institution of marriage itself. And you see, among all the grandmas, grandpas and all in your own family, you will see. You will never hear grandma saying, I think we should spend more time together. Yeah. Truth is, she doesn't want to, okay? Yeah. She's like, I've had enough of him. Lifelong I have served him, what more is needed? Yes. And he also is like, no need, yeah. And they are occupying the same place physically, but they lead totally independent lives. She goes for a walk with her friends. He plays cards with his friends. He goes for a walk with his friends. Then once in a while they get together for some, meal or something. Yeah. You're still alive. Oh, okay. That's an acknowledgement. Because there are all these rules, especially in the elderly people, they don't take each other's names. Yeah. The wife doesn't take the husband's name, and the husband also doesn't take the wife's name. It will be mother of so-and-so, like this, You take the child's name and say mother of so-and-so. It's out of respect. And then they will just say, you're still alive. Oh, okay, fine. Another day. It's not that they have mastered the marriage by outgrowing the need for it. And the need for the marriage is in the form of need for validation, the need for somebody to be a protector. It's not even the protector. You have to show me that you are a protector. What is this pressure? It's not enough that you have a protector. You have to show me. And then what? Let me try to jump out of a building and let me see if you are going to save me. This is foolishness, okay? Yeah, it's foolishness. What will be the outcome of it? Broken bones. That's all will be the outcome of it. Yeah. So this needing of this proof of love, of validation, of protection, all that is slowly but surely outgrown. And then the marriage becomes very, very, very beautiful. But how is it beautiful when you don't need the support? Why are you with them? Just like how you don't need the money but you have it. Just like that. Just like everything. Yeah. When you give it up, you can enjoy. Tena tyaktena bhunjithaha. Give it up and enjoy. Give it up and enjoy. That is the idea. Aharnisham Brahmani, that is when you have the space to revel as Brahman day and night. But then really, how this is unreal. How did they get there? Dehadi bhavam parimarjayantaha. Dehadi bhavam parimarjayantaha. Atmanamaatmanyavalokayantaha. Nantanna madhyanna bahismarantaha. Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantah. देहाधिभावं परिमार्जयन्तः आत्मानमात्मन्यवलोकयन्तः नान्तं न मध्यं न बहिस्मरन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः. We'll see this after a 5-minute break. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Just a 5-minute break to stretch and then come back. Don't make a line for the chai because there is no time. You can have it with lunch. Yeah.